Good morning and happy Sunday, my sweet friends. I hope you're doing well today. I hope your weekend has been fulfilling and joyful and restful, and I hope you got everything accomplished that you wanted to get accomplished. And if you didn't, well, that's okay too. So we're here to say it's Sunday. We're going to have fun. We're going to do some relaxing. We're going to just enjoy our day. So with that being said, I want to use the remaining Citrine Nuggets that I got from Beebeecraft, and I thought, what better day than to do like a garden themed necklace. So I brought in some of my own stash to go along with it. So let's take a peek and see what we have. Okay, so the first thing we have today is it is March 23rd. Happiness seems made to be shared, and that's true, and we're going to share some happiness today. So what I'm going to do, tell you what we have going on here. So I have 28 inches, two strands, 28 inches long of Beadalon 19 strand beading wire. This is it here, in case you want to see. And we have them cut at 28 inches, like I said. And then I have the beautiful Citrine Nuggets that I got from Beebeecraft. I had a whole pile of them. I'll make sure I link those. The rest of the things, guys, are things I've just kind of accumulated along the way. You know, my own stash stuff that could have come in bead boxes, stuff I could have bought. But I have two different sizes of bluish flowers, check glass flowers. I have some 3mm check glass faceted rounds. I have some check glass leaves that are drilled through the top. I have some 11O bright pink seed beads. I have only 3 of these little green leaves left. I believe these came in a bargain bead box before, and I have 3 of them left, so we're going to use them. And then I have these beautiful leaves too, and these have that nice vitriol shine to them, and I thought they would just bring out some of the other colors that we're using in here. So this is what we're making today. And how we're going to start doing this is I brought out some findings. I have 2 clamshell ends, one for each end. I have a lobster clasp. I have 1 8mm jump ring, 2 3mm jump rings, and 2 Beadalon number 2 crib tubes. So we're going to bring 2 of our strands together, and we're going to put on our clamshell. We are going to slip on one of these number 2 crimp tubes. We're going to leave a little bit of a tail here, just because. All right, and then I'm going to grab my pliers, and we're going to smash down our crimp just flat, because it's not going to matter. It's going to hold, and we're going to be covering it up. To make sure it's going to hold, you can pull on it really hard, try to make it move, and if it doesn't move, you know you're good to go. I'm going to slide that clamshell up. I'm going to go ahead and trim off some of this wire. maybe. There we go. And then we're going to push this closed with our fingers. And then we're going to come back in and just kind of make sure it's closed all the way. Don't squish on the round part too hard because you'll dent it and then it'll look weird. Okay, and so we're just going to leave that just the way it is, just like that. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of do some random stringing. Let me make sure you can see really well here what I got going on. I'm just going to move my beads up a little bit on my big mat so that we can see what's going on. I'm thinking these little 11 O's will fit over 2, so I just kind of want to fit one of these over 2 strands, and I don't know if it will or not, but we're surely going to give it a try. Just to have it meet up against that clamshell, like that. It just kind of gives us like a little start there. All right. And now being mindful that, you know, some of this is going to be on the back of your neck, so we probably don't want a lot of really big beads back there. We probably want to save more of those big beads for, you know, being up closer to the chest area. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to move my tools because they're catching on my sleeve. And I'm going to just start grabbing some smaller beads. I think we'll do 2 of these pink ones. Let's do a blue, 2 more pink. And let's just slide it right down. Just like that. And then let's do that same pattern again. So let's pick up 2 more pink, a blue somewhere. Where's the little hole at? There it is. And 2 more pink. This is a really fun way to use up some of your seed beads. And then on this side, we're on this strand, we're going to kind of do the opposite. We're going to do a blue, and this is just preparing us for where our necklace will come apart a little bit more, away from each other, I should say. And then 2 pink and a blue. And you can do this with any color you have, and you don't necessarily have to have nugget beads, but if you do want the Citrine Nuggets that I am using, you can definitely go to the link. I've noticed that a lot of times, like, the links are not working when people tell me that my links aren't working, but if I go online, like not on my phone, to the app for YouTube, I can access those links just fine. So I think it's a mobile thing, and it's not so much the link, and it might be only for certain things. Laura was saying on one of her videos that the Beebeecraft ones were giving people a really hard time. So it might just be the Beebeecraft ones. So you might have to just, I can probably do like a product code or something. I'll have to look at that and see. But if I can do like a product codes where you can actually just go online and, you know, go on your phone to beebeecraft.com and maybe put in the link and my promo code. That way you can still save money, you know, and, you know, use my promo code. All right, so now we're just going to do some little citrine chunks here. So we have some little beads, and they're going to kind of float around on here. That's why I'm choosing to use the gold, because if the gold shows a little bit, I'm not going to be upset about that. That's why we're going to use that. So let's grab some more, a couple more little on the smaller size chunks here. And let's find our hole. And these are drilled enough that, I think most of them are drilled enough that you can fit 2 strands through the hole, which is great because not a lot of gemstones you can. And definitely not a lot of check glass you can, that's for sure. All right, so we're just gonna make a couple little little stack here of some citrine. Yeah, and that's going to be cute. Yeah, I like that. All right, so then let's go ahead and, you know what, let's maybe put one more little stack of citrine on here. And I did just get a bunch more check glass flower, so if we feel like we need more, I have some blues and pinks that we can grab real quick. All right, so let's do this now. I am going to grab one strand and I'm going to take one of my little seed beads, one of these smaller leaves. I'm using the ones with the vitriol finish on it. Again, if you don't have the exact same things as I do, it's okay. I mean, just use what you have. Again, you can shop for this if you want. I don't know, like I said, I don't know where a lot of this stuff came from because it could have came from several different things. I get several bead boxes, and when I was finished with the bead box, I would take it apart and put it in my stash like a silly girl. So I don't even know where it came from. But a lot of the places that I do shop are, you know, probably the same places that you guys shop. So like Beadbox Bargains, Beebeecraft, Sam's, all those places. All right, so we have this now. This is what it looks like. And like I said, you're gonna see a little bit of the gold in here, the gold stringing wire, but that's okay because that's gonna allow these beads to kind of move a lot. And we want that. We want some movement in this necklace. All right, and then let's just do a few more like little seed beads. So let's do a couple pink ones here with a blue. And a couple more pink ones. And then down here, let's do the same thing. Let's do a blue. I keep wanting to grab that one because it's all by itself over there. A couple pink. Blue. And a couple more pink. And then let's do a couple more citrine together. So we did like a little stack of 4, so let's do another little stack of 4. And this isn't like a very planned out necklace with like a center point. It's just going to be how it appears. Like it's gonna be what it is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Okay, we got that. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. It was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and grab one of our strands, and we're gonna do one of our little beaded segments, and we're getting a little bit closer to like wanting more of the bigger stuff down below here. So we're probably gonna do a smaller, like, you know, 2 seed beads, a blue bead and 2 seed beads on both strands. Yeah. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of those big flowers here in a minute. So I got to see my son last night. Him and his girlfriend came over and visited for a while. He's actually looking for a job up by where she lives. She lives about an hour away. She lives in Rockford. And he likes the area. Not like he doesn't like it, but if he doesn't find anything there, and he said the rent in that area is atrocious. So I don't know. They're both having like mixed feelings about it. And I told him like, well, you know, pretty much everywhere right now rent is terrible. But yes, there are some places where it's more terrible than others. And Kalamazoo isn't bad because it's a college town, right? So we have plenty of different available like housing, you know, for people. And yeah, some of it can be really pricey, but if they're both working, you know, and they're both contributing, you know, it shouldn't be too bad. We're gonna put a couple of these vitriol leaves up here. So we're gonna do one of those leaves, 2, 1, just kind of make like a little bit of a cluster kind of situation here. Yeah, it's gonna be cute because then this can probably like sit behind it like that. Just kind of make it a little 3-dimensional. And then let's grab a couple of the pink ones here next to our blue flower. And let's put a blue bead here next to our leaves. And then let's do some citrine. And one more citrine. Pop that on there. It fits nice. Okay, so this is what we have, what we're working with right now, guys. I think it looks really, really pretty. So we're still just cooking and booking here. We got about halfway through our necklace, so we're still wanting to do more. And I think we're gonna do another little leaf, one of these big ones like this. Save the smaller ones for up towards the top. And let's do a couple pink, like 3, a leaf, and 3 more pink. Yeah, that's cute. That's gonna be cute. All right, and then let's get our other strand ready, and let's do a blue one. Let's do like 6 or 7 pink. I have a ton of these pink ones. I went crazy when I saw them and I bought a bunch of them because I'm like, oh, that is like the best pink. It's like so bright and so happy. There's 4, 5, 6. Let's see what 8 does here for us. Come on, one more little guy. There you go. I think we could go for some more pink. So let's do like another 3. I think this one has like a little burr going on at the end here. It's really hard to grab a hold of those beads. There we go. So let's do 3 more of the pink ones. And then let's do a blue. Let's do a blue right here. And then let's see, maybe we'll do one more pink along the bottom. And then let's bring on some nuggets, shall we? Every time I say nugget, I'm like, oh, chicken McNuggets sounds so good right now. I know those are probably the worst thing you could probably eat at McDonald's, but you know what? I don't care. I like them and they make me happy. Here we go. But in all reality, I have some bagged salad kits in the refrigerator that I will be using instead today. So let's have some healthy food, Jody. Let's do something healthy. Let's do something good for our body today. All right. Let's do another one of these blue ones. And this time we're not going to do any leaves behind it because I want to save these last two smaller leaves for up closer towards the top of our necklace. That way we can just kind of be consistent with our leaves. So let's do this one a little bit different. We're going to do that flower between going through, or I have two strands going through that flower. So let's do that pink. Let's do a blue one on this strand. Let's send this flower through with both strands through it, if it'll let me. Like that, look at that, like butter, you guys, like butter. All right, and then we can do the same thing on the end here. So let's do two pink on one. Sorry, three pink on one. And a blue on the other one. And then we're going to do some more of the Citrine Nuggets. We need four more of these guys, and we are getting through them, guys. I think we'll be able to use them all. Let's say if not, I have my own little, a little tray with Beebeecraft stuff on it that I like to keep separate so I can let you guys know where to get it. And I typically have the link for it, so which is a good deal. There we go. All right, awesome. All right, guys, I think I'm going to do just a little bit on my own just to get us up closer to the end here. Since you guys know what I'm doing, you can see what I'm doing, and then we'll come back and take a look at it and, of course, try it on. Okay, guys, so this time I have cut 4.5 inches each of the same bead string and wire we were using, and that's Beadalon 19 strand. I have 2 gold lever backs. I have 2 more of our clamshells. I have 2 more crimp tubes and 2 small jump rings. So we're gonna make a pair of earrings to go with our necklace. Move those off to the side. We'll start with the first one here. And the first thing I wanna do is I wanna put on this cute leaf. We have 2 left, so this is perfect. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to find my little bead bug because we're gonna just do one little side at a time here. And I am going to put on a pink, a blue, a pink, what do we have for nuggets? We're gonna do a nugget. I'm gonna do 2 nuggets. And then we'll do another pink, blue, pink. Okay, and then we'll do a couple more little nuggets. So funny, I have like probably just enough see, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll do 3, and then this is literally using all of my Citrine Nuggets. All right, so let's do a pink, a blue, and a pink. All right, and now we're gonna switch the sides here. Very carefully, so don't drop any beads, because you guys know I like to drop beads. All right, there we go. And we're gonna do the same thing. So we have, oh, no, I'm just kidding. I actually need these for another pair. Okay, so okay, so maybe my thinking was wrong. All right, so we're gonna need 2 and 2. I need 2 for this side. We're gonna end up with like just a couple extra. Okay. All right, so we are rethinking this. I think what we'll do is we'll just go up the side with like another like little segment after this. So another pink, a blue, and a pink. That should be good. Yeah, that would have worked out perfect if I was making one single earring. Like, what am I going to do with that, right? I guess it could have been a pendant, but that's not what we're after today. We are making a pair of earrings to go with our necklace. We already made a necklace. We don't need a pendant. All right, so blue. Not 2 pinks, Jody. 1 pink, a blue, and a pink. I'm just trying to mess the whole thing up. And then we need a couple citrine. That's 1 and 2. And we're going to do a pink, a blue, a pink, pink, blue, pink, and pink, and then blue, and then pink. All right, now let's make sure this is going to be how we want it. I love making earrings with bead stringing wire. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like they hang really nice. You know, they kind of take on their own little like swaying motions. We're going to throw a blue one over top of both strands here, since we ended with the pink, just to kind of control those strands. And this is what it'll look like. Cute, huh? All right, and then we're going to drop our clamshell down to that blue bead. And we're going to take our crimp and put our crimp in there. And now we'll have to stop and think for a second once we get this crimped. So I'm making sure it's over both strands and it's way down in there. And we're going to reach in there and we're going to squeeze the daylights out of it. Might have to move and squeeze some more. Get right up in there. Get all up in that clamshell's business. All right, so now we have the clamshell with the loops going this way, and we have a ear wire with the loops going that same way. So this is the way we want it, because we're going to use a jump ring in the middle to attach them. So that's going to be perfect. All right, let's get in there and clip off those wires. I don't know why those want to be. Where's my other cutters? Oh, I'm making a mess. Okay. Right. There we go. And then we're going to hold this because we want this facing that certain way. And we're going to squeeze that together. So it's like that. And then we're going to grab our little jump ring. Let's open it up. String on our earring and our lever back. Close it up. Look how cute that is. And it matches our necklace perfectly. All right, so let's do the same thing for the next one. And then we are done. All right, so let's get our leaf on here. And we're gonna clip off one side just to hold it. And we're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna do a pink, blue, whoops, blue and a pink. Do 2 nuggets. And then we'll do our pink, blue, pink, pink, there we go. Okay, very cute. Now we're going to come over to the other side, clamp off that side so we don't lose our beads, and do the same thing. Nugget. There we go. Yep, that's what we want. All right, so now again, let's very carefully undo our clamp, our little bead bug. Let's put our 2, oh shoot. Oh guys, I drop it. Hold please, I won't make you sit through that again. 1 second please. Okay guys, I got it under control. All right, so I put on our final blue bead over both strands, and now let's put our clamp on here, our clamshell. Just drop it right down. We already know what direction we need it to face, so we can have that prepared. Let's put our crimp over both strands. Make sure that's sitting there nice. I'm going to dig in there and get this little guy squashed. Okay. Tug on it, make sure it's not going anywhere. Let's clip off anything that we don't need. Close it up. All right, and then we need our jump ring opened up. And there we go. Here is our pair of earrings. And look, I still have 2 little citrine beads left. Cute. All right, guys, I'm going to try it on for you. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, here's the necklace. It's so fun and springy. Oh my gosh, I love it. Turned out so cute. Look at how sparkly it is, too. And then here are the earrings. These turned out really cute, for as much as that one was a pain to me. But here it is, and I'm so happy. It turned out so cute. It looks like a little garden, and I hope you guys like this one, and I hope you give it a try with what you have. And if you want to visit Beebeecraft, remember I have a coupon code, and it'll save you 10% off your entire order. Anything over $25 is free shipping, so there's no reason to not try it. I've been using them. I've been working with them now for a year, and I never ever say no to using their products because they've been super, all of them, super. All right, guys, I will talk to you all again soon, and have a wonderful day. Sending you my love. Bye, guys.